What is up, everybody? We are live here on The Whistle. I've just shared it with all my social media, so that's why it took forever. But we're here. We're live. Welcome to the first episode of The Whistle. Let's get a round of applause. I would play the track, but my audio is just straight not agreeing with me today. So, holy crap, the attention this channel has gotten the past couple weeks. I do have to apologize for no episode this Monday. No video this Monday. That was my bad. But look, we got a little banner going. We're living fancy here on this live stream. But if you're not watching this live, still, I'm going to try to keep this as like a traditional video, but I'm also going to involve the live audience. So make sure to stay tapped for the socials. I'm going to try to do an episode every Friday or every Thursday night. I will let you guys know. But Friday, Thursday, those are the 2 days I'm going to try to get these videos in for you guys. So let me go down the rundown real quick of today's episode, shall we? So if you saw any of the first season of The Whistle, that was video format, and I thought that was that's my favorite video to make, I think, just because it's my opinion. You guys get to learn about my opinion in the sports realm. But obviously, got to keep it short and quick for you guys so you guys can get the information quick and be done. And I don't want to waste too much of your time. So number one, we're going to do Power Surge. If you don't know what Power Surge is, that's my ranking of like the top 7 teams in the league. And it changes week to week. Number 2 is Front Page Football. This is mostly storylines of the week. Any big things to look forward to in this week and slate of games. And then finally, I'll finish off with the Lucky 4, which is pretty much, if I were to sports bet, I would bet these 4 games and their lines. And I'll explain that every episode just in case you guys don't know what that means. Sounds good? Perfect. All right. Let's hop in to Power Surge. Which 7 teams are charged up in the NFL? So obviously I have a tier maker here, but I thought it was just the easiest way of doing it instead of having to put up graphic. So to start off, I'm going to actually start down here at number 7. At number 7, my numbers, actually, let's go over last week's real quick. My number 17 last week, before the season started, because I didn't make an episode of The Whistle, was the, hold up, what's happening? What's happening, man? Is the Vikings. I had the Vikings at number 7. I had the Ravens at number 6. I had the Chiefs at number 5. I then had the Bengals and the Chargers. And then I had the Rams? Where you at, Rams? There you are. And then, finally, the number 1 team in the league I had as the Bills. And obviously this changed. I think it changed pretty drastically after week 1. Obviously this is Friday after this week 2 Thursday night game between the Chargers and the Chiefs. Even though the Chiefs beat the Chargers, for the instance of Power Surge, I want to set my ground rules. That doesn't necessarily mean I think the Chiefs are better than the Chargers, even though I do think they are. But let's get into it, shall we? So, we'll start from the bottom. Who's my number 7 team in the league? I'm going to go with, as I'm checking my list here, these teams are pretty all mid. That's not on this list so far. But I'm going to have to give it to the... I'm going to have to give it to the Bengals. I think I like what offensively they offer. Obviously, the Steelers game was a trap game, rivalry game, and whatever. But their offensive line didn't seem to get that much better, which is a big, big letdown for Bengals fans and anyone who's trying to watch them absolutely dominate the AFC. I don't think they accomplished that this past season. Moving on to the 6th team, I am actually going to make that the... Where they at, though? Ravens. I'm going to make them the Ravens. And the Ravens dominated the Jets, as they should. Lamar looked peak Lamar. I think he's going to have a big year. I have him in fantasy, so he should be good. I will do a video on my fantasy teams, though, because I think I have a couple dominant teams. I have a couple trash teams. But that is for another day. So why do I think the Ravens are better than the Bengals? I like just their offensive line better. And I think they do have a better defensive line, too, which they will win in the trenches. Next time they play each other, I think the Ravens will win, but maybe also dominate. So that's the crazy thing. All right, number 5. My number 5 team in the league, I'll give it to the Chargers. Now, obviously, Justin Herbert, if he's going to be healthy or not. It was a rib injury if you guys missed it last night. But even if he was still pretty good when he was in there, so I don't see him missing any extended time that'll affect their season. But obviously, they're not as good as the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs really just showed that they're a better coached team, better offensively, which is shocking. And the Chargers defense didn't really show up. Obviously, there was a 99-yard pick six by the Chiefs defense, so you can't necessarily blame the Chargers for defense for that. But that's why I'm at 5, just because I think they could be better, and they're not at their peak. So by the end of the season, they could be number 1 for all I know. But for right now, they're 5, and I think that's a good spot. If the season were to end today, they'd be the 5th best team in the league. Now, quickly going to number 4, I have the Where are they at? I'm trying to think of my old list. Okay, let me just get number 1 out of the way. I'll type this up next time so it's better organized. Number 1, Bills. Do I have to explain myself? Josh Allen's going to win the MVP this year because that'll be the best team in the league. That'll be another check mark on the box. And then I think their defense is going to be top 5 again. I went to a whole video of why Josh Allen's going to win the MVP and why the Bills are going to be dominant this year. Go check that out. It should be on my channel somewhere. I don't know if I can link it wherever in the description, but go watch that video. That explains everything about the Bills, and that will not change until something drastic happens. They may lose, but they'll still be a dominant team. Number 2, I'm going to go to the Chiefs. Now, look, the reason why I'm going the Chiefs here is last night after the game, I had a realization. I was like, you know what? I'm going to have to get just mentally prepared for the next 15 years because the Chiefs are going to be dominant. They are going to be so good for the next 10 years, even 10 to 15 years. Look, even if Andy Reid retires, Patrick Mahomes is clearly the 1A or 1B in the league in QB rankings. It's just absolutely insane, his potential. It is just unbelievable to watch. You watch him play and you're like, holy crap, I was thinking last night, I was like, I kind of wish I was a Chiefs fan. Just because it's so nice to have a good quarterback like that you can rely on and won't necessarily make mistakes. Even though last year he was turnover prone early on in the season. I think they're going to clean that up this year, play it more safe, but that makes them more dominant in my opinion. Going on to number 3, I'm going to go the Rams. And you're probably like, whoa, the Chiefs over the Rams? And I'm like, yes. Because I think Matthew Stafford is holding this team back. What? And the reason I say that, as I'm trying to quickly finish the segment, is the Rams are only as good as Matthew Stafford. I think Matthew Stafford's a top 10 quarterback in the league, maybe top 12. But you saw that game, right? The kickoff game. Matthew Stafford threw 3 interceptions. This team's going to be held back by him. Yes, they won the Super Bowl with him, I know. But I mean, they'll make the playoffs with him. They'll be dominant throughout the season. But I'm thinking, playoffs-wise, can, he stay healthy? When he's, obviously, I bet he wasn't 100%, so that's why he played so poorly. All right. Let me quick rambling. Number 4, I'm going to have to give it to the... What is happening right now, man? I'm going to have to give it to the... I don't want to do that, but I have to. I'll give it to the Bucs. Look, the Cowboys are poo-poo, but that doesn't diminish the absolute domination the Bucs showed. Even with a bad O-line, they ran all over the Cowboys. Now, look, that could be a gripe against the Cowboys, but I think that's actually a pro against the Bucs. Look, Tom Brady got sacked a couple times. That's fine. When you're playing Micah Parsons, you're going to get sacked. But they really showed excellent run game, and the only thing is red zone, their red zone scoring. And I think with Mike Evans and Tom Brady, they'll clean that up by week 2, and it'll be a dominant season for them. They should win the division. I like their team the most in that division now, even though my division winners might have been different. No, I picked them to win the division. And so, yeah, that's my power surge for episode 1, season 2. Let's see how it changes season to season. All right, as we transition back to other segments of the show. I don't know. We're going to go through our front page football, and I didn't add that image, so let me add that real quick. You guys can skip forward if you guys are watching live right now, or not watching live. You can't skip forward if you're watching live. I can't believe I forgot this image. What a shame. Okay, well, what would your guys' rankings be? Let me know in the comments below. No, where's it at? Oh, there it is. Where's front page football? There it is. There it is. All right, let me just quickly edit this for you guys. I know, I'm sorry for not getting this. All right, well, now it's bugging out. Should we just go cheap and just do it like this? We'll do it like this for the first episode. Not the biggest deal. You get the gist. It's front page football. So let me get my script over here. So I didn't necessarily type up any like super big headlines, in terms of NFL, because this episode is this show is mostly NFL themed. So to start, Chiefs Chargers update or recap, I guess. What a game that was, though. First off, that was a great game. I heard a lot of flack for it being on Amazon Plus or Amazon Prime, which is shocking. It's a Thursday night game, and this might be the best one for the whole season. So I don't think people are missing out on much this season. But this was easily a top 5 game of the season. I think the Chiefs just absolutely dominated the fact that they are still relevant. And what I mean by that is everyone thought they wouldn't be good this year. Everyone thought other teams would win the division. And I think they're clearly the number one team. I picked the Chargers to win this division. And yes, the Chargers can absolutely. If I had to invest in one team in this division for the season, I'll put my money on the Chargers because they're down right now. But the safe bet is the Chiefs. I don't think the Raiders have a chance. And I don't, unfortunately, think the Broncos have a chance. But that game was absolutely insane. If you missed it, watch the highlights. You'll see Mahomes didn't have a big day, but he had a sufficient day. Chiefs defense is not a liability. They made some plays, and I don't want to spend too much time just in case you watch the game. But that's my, reaction to that game. Number 2 is the major injuries, for the front page football headline is the injuries. You got major ones off the top of my head. You got Dak Prescott going to miss a couple weeks. Jamal Adams is going to miss a couple of weeks. I'm thinking, who else is injured? Top of my head. Why can't I literally thought of this. Lineman. Dang. I guess it was just really Dak that I had in mind for this little segment. But yeah, look, that destroys the Cowboys season in my eyes. I think they were going to be an average team with them. Well, I thought they were going to win the division because it's an average division. But I didn't think they were going to be that bad. So, obviously, I'm a Cowboys homer, but I really had high hopes for the Cowboys, and obviously Dak going down. If they could go 500, it'd be a miracle. So we shall see. We'll see how they handle the Bengals this year. And then finally, the big storylines. Let me look at the game. You got Dolphins, Ravens. You got Patriots, Steelers, Bucs, Saints. Tom Brady returns to New Orleans. That's That's his kryptonite. Apparently, it is the Saints. So it'll be interesting to see how he handles that. Let's see. Any last ones? Yeah, nothing much. Can Baker redeem himself after losing to the Browns? Commanders versus the Lions. I think this is a winnable game for the Lions, but we shall see. And it's all just about bouncing back from the team, so I'm not going to dwell on this much longer. All right, finally, the big segment, my favorite segment of the week. It is Lucky for Time. Where's my thingy? There we go. Lucky 4 time, baby. This is Jackson James's Lucky 4. So, these are my 4 game picks for the season. I guess I can. Well, that's kind of screwed now, isn't it? No, it's not. right, let me quickly edit this for you guys. Let me pull up this page real quick. I mean, it's obviously the first, and I definitely just got off the radio like not too long ago. So, all right, cool. All right. So the first game on my list is actually the Vikings and the Eagles, two teams that won last week, and it'll be very interesting. And it's not showing. That's awesome. All right. Oh well, not the biggest dealio. I'll just say it right here for you guys. So number one, I got the Vikings at the Eagles. I got the Vikings winning this game, and the spread is in favor of Philly -2. So what does that mean? That means Philly, if it was a simulation on the computer, Philadelphia would win by 2 points. Now in this betting scheme, I'm betting the Vikings to win or lose. If they lose by 2 or less points, or less than 2 points. If they win outright. So, yeah, that's the Monday night game of the week. That'll be an interesting watch. I'm really interested to see Jalen Hurts in that game. I think the Vikings will dominate that game, even in Philly, yes. I'll be interested to see how Jalen Hurts handles, the spotlight, I guess, of a Monday night game. Also, Jalen Reagor returns home. If that guy could go for 50 yards and a touchdown, chef's kiss. That would be my favorite moment in a non-Cowboys game of all time. All right, going on to my second game, I have the Packers against the Bears. And look, this matchup hasn't been close in the last 50 years, man. Yes, but not 50 years, but like 20 years. Since Rodgers and Brett Favre have been there, it's not been close. The Packers are favored by 10 points, and I'm actually going to take those 10 points. It's a lot of points, especially for a team that didn't put up many points in their week 1 matchup. But I think the Bears won by circumstance in their first game against the 49ers. They deserve that game, don't get me wrong. But I think the Packers are going to absolutely boom this game after a frustrating week 1, especially since Rodgers owns the Bears. All right, going into my third matchup, I got the Rams versus the Falcons. Whoa, and you're like, Jackson, what a boring game, right? Like, I'm only going to watch this because I'm a Rams fan. I'm like, I totally agree. I totally understand. But the reason I picked this game is because it's another big line. The Rams are favored by 10 points, and I'm taking those points. And you're thinking, that's a lot of points. Yes, but the Rams are at home. The Falcons blew a ginormous lead once again. Nothing shocking here. But the reason why I'm picking the Rams is because they are going to boom similar to the Packers. They are pissed that they performed that poorly week 1. They are pissed, and they'll come out all firing, and the Falcons will unfortunately be losing by 40 at half. Like, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad, and I'll take those points easily. The only necessarily point where I'm like a little scared is if they're up like 20 or whatever in the fourth quarter and they put the subs in, and then the Falcons put like 2 scores together or whatever, and it pushes. That's my only thing that I'm scared about. But to finish off this first episode of The Whistle, I got the Giants and the Panthers. Now, the Giants are actually favored in this game, -2. Yes, they're actually favored in a football game. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild? But they did win week 1, and I think they played pretty well too. Playing the Titans. Were they on the road? I think they were at home. They were at home for that game, and they won it like 21-20. If Titans made the last second field goal, Titans would have won. But hey, they won week 1. Like, I wish I could say my team did that. So shout out to them. But I'm taking the Giants in this game actually too. And the reason I'm taking this game is because when a team is hot, they will stay hot. And you're like, Jackson, it's been 1 week. And I'm like, yes. But I think the energy in the Giants locker room after that week 1 victory is riding high. Meanwhile, the Panthers are riding low. And the reason I say this is because like the vibe of the locker room. Like when when the Rams lost, they're pissed. When the Packers lost, they're pissed. But when the Panthers lost, they're like, ugh, we stink. We suck. We're going to lose. We're not making the playoffs. But with the Giants, they're like, holy crap, we could be good. Let's go, baby. Like, let's go. Like, they want to be good this season. That's at least my mentality in terms of like reading them, right? Like I would hope they would want to be good. And I think Brian Daboll has absolutely impacted this team. Now, the key things to watch out in this game is Christian McCaffrey versus Saquon Barkley. Both of those guys are my fantasy, so if they could have a rush off and then the Giants win on like a last second field goal, that would win the bet. So yeah, that is my lucky 4 picks for the day. I want to thank you guys all for coming out and watching today's episode. It really means a lot. Please leave a comment on things you would change, games to look out for, and whatever. So yes, like and subscribe. This was like a 25-minute live stream, really 20 minutes because I took 5 minutes to get on. Hopefully every live stream I can add something different like music in the background or a guest, talk show, make it more of a talk show vibe. I really want to make this thing work every Friday or Thursday night. So pay attention. Make sure to follow me on social media. Here is, if it's still the right I don't know if you just got ear blasted on that one. I apologize for that. But just want to thank you guys for coming out once again. New video Monday. Oh, crap. I got to get going on that. All right. I'll try to get that new video out Monday. I have to finish that script and then I'll record tomorrow. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll do that tomorrow. So I just want to thank you guys for coming out once again. I'm going to thank you guys because all the attention's been amazing. And leave your favorite team below. I want to see where you guys are, who